Retirement is meant to be your golden period, full of freedom, possibilities, and peace of mind. But what if your financial choices turn this dream into unnecessary worry, or worse, a nightmare? So many seniors unknowingly fall into money traps that could cost them their independence. Are you certain your savings will last as long as you need them? Have you avoided the hidden pitfalls that often catch retirees off guard? Most aren't as prepared as they believe, and the consequences can be hard to undo. Stay until the end. What you'll learn might change your life by helping you strengthen your financial future. If you value your peace of mind, hit subscribe, give a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below. The danger of underestimating healthcare costs. It's easy to believe that after years of diligent savings and careful planning, you're ready for retirement living. You've paid off the mortgage, the kids are established, and you've even set aside a little something for travel or hobbies. But there's an elephant in the room that often gets little attention: medical expenses. For countless retirees, healthcare costs can sneak up quietly, escalating over time until they threaten not just your finances, but also your sense of security. Take the case of Margaret, a woman who entered her mid-60s feeling confident about her future. She'd always been relatively healthy, rarely visited her doctor, and assumed Medicare would handle her needs. She budgeted based on her usual expenses, setting aside funds only for the basics: a few doctor's appointments, prescriptions, and perhaps the odd dental cleaning. She thought she was set, but then just a few years into retirement, things took a turn. Margaret developed arthritis that made everyday activities more difficult. The medications her physician prescribed were partially covered, but the out-of-pocket costs began to add up. Next came an unexpected knee replacement, only partly reimbursed under a plan, leaving her with thousands of dollars in bills. When her vision deteriorated, more copays and unreimbursed treatments followed. Suddenly, her retirement nest egg thinned at an alarming pace. Margaret's story isn't unique. Surveys show that the majority of people in this stage of life dramatically underestimate what routine and emergency medical care might cost. Premiums, deductibles, copayments, dental and vision treatment, hearing aids, and long-term care are often only partially covered, if at all, by basic insurance. In fact, out-of-pocket expenses can easily exceed tens of thousands of dollars over a typical retirement. The real challenge is that you likely won't see these costs coming. Most people, when they build their budget for the years ahead, think mainly about the monthly bills: groceries, utilities, housing, maybe a few meals out. Very few plan for a future where medical needs become a regular part of their daily routine, requiring costly medications, frequent specialist visits, home health aides, or even assisted living. It's not just about doctor's appointments. It's about wheelchairs, ramps, home modifications, dental emergencies, and ongoing therapy. Some people lean on the idea that Medicare or supplemental insurance will be their safety net. However, coverage often falls short in surprising ways, especially when it comes to dental, vision, hearing, or long-term nursing care. These services can be expensive and, even with insurance, may result in significant out-of-pocket payments. Additionally, policies change and premiums may rise unexpectedly, further straining your finances. Consider also the emotional toll when money earmarked for pleasures, travel, hobbies, or gifts for grandchildren must suddenly be diverted to pay mounting medical bills. That shift can create anxiety, feelings of loss, or regret, overshadowing a retirement that was supposed to be relaxing and rewarding. The most financially secure seniors are those who dig into the details before retiring, exploring various insurance policies, calculating expected out-of-pocket costs, and setting aside a health-specific savings fund. Consulting a financial advisor familiar with retiree healthcare can make a world of difference. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your comfort, or independence just to cover unexpected medical bills? Could your own plans handle a sudden spike in health-related expenses, or is this a blind spot waiting to jeopardize your peace of mind? The perils of overgifting to family. For many who reach retirement, nothing is more fulfilling than helping children and grandchildren find their footing in life. Generosity feels like a reward for years of hard work, a chance to support loved ones with a down payment on a house, help pay for college, or assist with a big bill when times are tough. Yet, what starts as a heartfelt impulse can quietly threaten your future financial well-being if left unchecked. Consider the experience of Harold, a devoted grandfather who spent decades building a comfortable life. He wanted to help his daughter buy her first home. He'd watched her struggle with rising rent and wanted to provide stability for his granddaughter. The gesture was meant to be a one-time boost. Yet over time, small requests for just a little help began to add up. Money for repairs for medical emergencies, and eventually, for unexpected life changes such as job loss or divorce. Eager to assist, Harold always dipped into his retirement savings, telling himself he'd make it work. By the time he turned 75, he noticed his nest egg shrinking faster than expected, and realized he'd need to severely reduce his own standard of living just to keep the lights on and afford groceries. While supporting family brings deep satisfaction, it can also introduce guilt and anxiety if giving stretches your resources too thin. Many seniors, wanting to avoid saying no, compromise their own retirement dreams without realizing the long-term consequences. The desire to be generous sometimes overshadows practical boundaries. Personal savings meant for daily living, future health care, or housing upgrades slowly disappear, dollar by dollar. It's not just the large gifts that do damage. Even regular, modest financial help can eventually carve a hole in your budget. There's also the emotional side to consider. Once you begin providing ongoing financial support, it can create unspoken expectations among younger relatives. Family members may grow accustomed to assistance, and well-meant gifts can quickly feel like obligations rather than moments of joy. When seniors recognize the need to pull back, it can cause tension or disappointment, and, in the worst cases, strain cherished relationships. There's a way to be generous without putting your own future at risk. Establishing transparent boundaries and communicating the limits of what you can provide is crucial. Some retirees set up separate gift funds, determining in advance exactly how much can be shared without jeopardizing their quality of life. Others find it helpful to offer non-monetary support, babysitting, mentoring, or advice. By prioritizing needs over wants and weighing every gift against your own security, you honor both your family and yourself. In the end, your loved ones want you healthy, content, and independent just as much as you want them to succeed. Your ability to help tomorrow depends on taking care of yourself today. Have you ever paused to consider if your generosity now might limit your freedom or choices later? Home sweet, money pit home. When you glance around your house, it's easy to feel a deep sense of comfort and nostalgia. Memories from birthdays, family dinners, and quiet afternoons linger in every corner, making it difficult to imagine living anywhere else. For countless retirees, hanging on to the family home feels like an essential part of their identity, a commitment to stability after a lifetime of change. However, there's another side to this emotional attachment, the financial burden that often comes with maintaining a house in later life. Patricia and George are a prime example. After retiring, they resisted all encouragement from friends and advisors to consider downsizing. Their home was spacious, the lawn lush, and their grandchildren loved visiting for holidays. But as the years passed, the hidden costs began to surface. The leaky roof needed urgent repairs, the furnace failed during a winter storm, and annual property taxes crept up steadily. Neither had anticipated just how expensive upkeep could become, nor how physically draining routine chores would feel after their early 70s. Instead of spending time traveling or pursuing hobbies, they found themselves handling repairmen, juggling bills, and worrying about stretching their savings just to keep the house habitable. Even though most homeowners imagine their mortgages will be gone by retirement, property insurance premiums, utilities, homeowners association fees, and repairs can quickly become overwhelming. Older homes are especially susceptible. Outdated plumbing, faulty wiring, or inefficient heating and cooling systems are rarely cheap to update or replace. Suddenly, minor fixes blossom into major renovations with steep price tags, devouring what were supposed to be fund funds or emergency reserves. Beyond the finances, holding on to a large home can introduce isolation and safety concerns. Empty guest rooms and long flights of stairs may not serve your needs anymore, and can even pose real dangers as mobility declines. Despite this, many avoid exploring other options, worried about the hassle of moving or the emotional pain of letting go. Patricia and George's story is a powerful reminder that your forever house could quietly morph into a significant drain. The choice to downsize isn't just about money. It's about freeing yourself from unnecessary worries and reclaiming valuable time. It might mean choosing a smaller, more manageable place, a retirement community with supportive amenities, or a locality closer to loved ones. Letting go of your house can feel bittersweet, but it often opens doors to new experiences and lasting peace of mind. Take a close look at your own living situation. Is your home still serving you, or are you serving your home? Would downsizing or relocating help you reclaim the freedom and financial flexibility that a fulfilling retirement really needs? Investment pitfalls: too much risk or not enough. Navigating the world of investments after you retire can feel like walking a tightrope. The pressure to make your savings stretch leads some to seek higher returns, while others become so cautious they miss out on growth altogether. Evelyn, a retired teacher, faced this dilemma. With headlines warning of market crashes, she shifted her retirement accounts almost entirely into ultra-safe savings bonds and simple cash deposits. At first, this decision helped her sleep better, but within a few years, she realized inflation was quietly eroding her purchasing power, making everyday essentials more expensive as her investment returns lagged behind. On the other hand, her friend Walter did the opposite. Hoping to give his inheritance a boost, he sank a large portion of his nest egg into high-risk stocks and speculative ventures pitched by acquaintances. The initial thrill was replaced by regret after a sudden downturn left him scrambling to adjust his monthly spending. Both scenarios reveal a simple truth. Playing it too safe or taking on too much risk can endanger your long-term comfort. A healthy mix, regularly reviewed with a trusted advisor, often strikes the best balance between growth and preservation. Avoiding emotional decisions, whether out of fear or overconfidence, is key to keeping your retirement portfolio strong. Are you confident that your investments are truly working for you? Or could an adjustment now give you more peace of mind and security for the years ahead? Neglecting the tax trap. Uncle Sam doesn't retire. As you enter retirement, it's easy to assume your tax worries are finally behind you. No more large paychecks, so there must be less reason for concern. In reality, though, taxes remain a surprisingly important part of your financial life and can stealthily shrink your hard-earned savings if you're not mindful of the rules. Consider the experience of Tom and Helen, who each spent decades at their jobs and were diligent about putting money aside in tax-advantaged accounts. They looked forward to comfortable golden years, imagining their largest financial tasks were already managed. However, a few years into their retirement, They began to notice that their annual tax bills were far higher than expected. What happened? Like many others, Tom and Helen overlooked the fact that withdrawals from traditional retirement accounts, such as IRAs and 401(k)s, are taxed as regular income. This meant every time they pulled funds for everyday expenses or gave a gift to their grandchildren, a portion went straight to Uncle Sam. The two also didn't anticipate that drawing down their savings, combined with Social Security benefits, bumped them into a higher tax bracket. This had a domino effect, increasing the taxable portion of their Social Security and even impacting what they paid for Medicare premiums. These surprises forced them to cut back on travel and delay some much-anticipated purchases just to stay within budget. Adding to the complexity, retirees often underestimate the consequences of required minimum distributions, RMDs. Once you hit a certain age, you're obligated by law to start withdrawing a set amount from tax-deferred accounts every year, regardless of whether you need the money. Miss a withdrawal or take out less than required, and hefty penalties quickly follow. This situation caught Helen off guard one year when Tom was recovering from surgery, and they simply forgot to take the full amount. The penalty for the oversight, an unexpected bill they struggled to pay, served as a wake-up call. It's not only about your personal income, either. Some people decide to sell investment property, downsize, or cash out mutual funds after retirement, not realizing that capital gains and state income taxes can take a significant bite out of what they receive. Failing to plan tax implications can cause you to lose thousands of dollars unnecessarily, especially if investments are sold all at once or in a year when your income is already higher than usual. There are ways to avoid or minimize these financial traps with a little planning. Proactively working with a financial professional to develop a tax-efficient withdrawal strategy, keeping tabs on RMD deadlines, and spreading larger withdrawals over several years can make a big difference. Roth account conversions, charitable giving, or simply rebalancing your portfolio may also yield significant tax savings. Taxes may seem like a hassle best ignored, but taking them seriously could put more money in your pocket and give you greater flexibility as you pursue new experiences or help your loved ones. Are you making sure your retirement plan includes a strategy to reduce taxes, or might you be overlooking this silent drain on your financial future? As you step into the world of retirement, remember that the journey is about much more than managing numbers on a page. Each of us dreams of a time in life when hard work pays off and every day offers moments of peace, connection, and fulfillment. Mistakes can happen, but they do not have to define your future. From anticipating healthcare costs, protecting your savings from well-meaning generosity, knowing when it's time to move to a more suitable home, embracing a balanced approach to investments, and understanding the complexities of taxes, each lesson shows that knowledge and preparation are your greatest allies. Even if you recognize yourself in some of these stories or realize there are adjustments to make, know that it is never too late to start fresh. The true wealth of retirement isn't found in dollars, but in the time and freedom to do what brings you joy, to care for those you love, and to savor each new chapter. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate these challenges. Every positive step you take, no matter how small, builds a safer and happier tomorrow. Share your experiences and support each other. There's strength in community. If this message has brought insight or comfort, I invite you to subscribe for more wisdom on living your best retirement. Comment the word wisdom below if you're ready to embrace your golden years with confidence. And let's continue growing together every step of the way.